Hey guys, it's me David, and welcome back to my channel, and I'm sorry I have not made a video in a while, but I've been really busy, and I promise that since it's 2020, it's a new year and a new decade, I will make more and more videos, so please stay in touch with me. If you did not know, I'm a booktuber, and I review books. The book I'm going to do today is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Now I know we all know what Charlotte's Web is about, so I'm not going to go into grave detail about it. But I'm going to give you just my personal thoughts and how I feel about the book from the time when I first read it when I was a kid and how it impacted my life. Okay, Charlotte's Web. I give it a 5 stars. Everyone in the world should do that because it's a beautiful story. I think the biggest thing that I took away from Charlotte's Web and how it impacted my life is it is a story about moral lessons. It teaches you about life and death and acceptance of differences and friendship and love and life after death and sacrifice and so many other things. But I think how this book touched me the most was knowing full well what it means to be different. Having a bent ear and a congenital heart defect, I've had 5 heart surgeries by the age of 10. I'm 28 years old now, and I'm doing really healthy. I'm really healthy, and I'm really grateful for that. Throughout my life, I obviously know what it feels like to be different, so having people having to accept me and understand that I am more than what you see is, the same lesson that we learn in Charlotte's Web, that Charlotte automatically knows from the beginning that Wilbur is a special pig when, Mr. Arable is going to kill him because he's the runt of the litter and Fern saves him. And then throughout the story, all the farm animals, they bring in their humorous banter and, their quirks, and then their ultimate support and love for trying to save Wilbur's life because they see the value in him too, not wanting to be, food on the dinner table. And then he ultimately wins at the county fair, Knowing what it feels like to be different and knowing that people have an automatic perception of me or anyone who is different, knowing that I have to try to prove myself and overcome certain obstacles in order to show that there's more to me than meets the eye, and how you can be friends with someone that you didn't expect to become friends with because you think, how can Charlotte, a spider, and Wilbur, a pig, ever become friends? But they do. And then you see how their friendship develops and how it ultimately comes to a point of life and death because Wilbur is going to die and Charlotte has to save his life. And then in the end, you see how Templeton the rat has his own character arc from being, just kind of humorous and selfish at times, but then he kind of grows into a positive, helpful rat who helps Charlotte pick out the words that she ultimately uses to engrave in her web. She writes, "Some pig, terrific, radiant, and humble. Those are the four words that Charlotte writes in her web. And you see all the other barn animals too. They bring in their own kind of quirky, humorous banter as well, but ultimately, and they pick on Wilbur a little bit. They kind of not make fun of him, just kind of pick on him and don't know what to make of him at first, and tell him that, you know, you're gonna die soon, and you're gonna, you know, be dinner for the Arables, and you're not gonna be here much longer, and whatever. But they ultimately realize that Wilbur is worth saving. And then when he he doesn't win actually, but he gets praise at the county fair. They're all happy, of course, that he did live. And then you see at the end when Charlotte dies, and then the egg sac that Charlotte has been fostering is going to hatch, and you see all of her eggs and her babies hatch and go out into the wind and go out into the world. 3 of them stay behind, and Wilbur gives them the name Joy, Urania, and Nellie. And they stay behind, and they comfort and become friends with Wilbur and just give him company for the rest of his life, because they're assured that Mr. Zuckerman will not kill him. But yeah, it's Charlotte's Web. I don't really have to talk much more about it because everyone knows the story, and it's a beautiful tale of moral lessons of life and death and acceptance and love and sacrifice. And obviously me being physically different, having certain obstacles that I've gone through in my life where I've had to have those issues head on. You know, I've grown up and I've learned a lot, and I've been through a lot. I've been heartbroken. I've healed. I've redeemed myself. I made mistakes, as do the farm animals. And yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book. 5 stars. I 100% recommend it. So, alright guys, thank you. I know I said this video won't be long, but sorry, can't help myself. But alright, once more, it's Charlotte's Web, E.B. White. Oh, and a thing that you may not know is that E.B. White wrote this story after he had a personal experience with this and trying to save a pig's life, and he failed. So he wrote this story to depict a more positive and, you know, more joyful story of, you know, the value of a life, basically. And, you know, back when I said that Fern tried to save Wilbur because he was going to be killed because he was the runt of the litter. When I was born and I was going through my heart surgeries, I was born at 4 pounds. 4 pounds. You know, that's small. You know, that's small. And my father once said that I was small enough to fit in your hand, just one hand. And then I was having to fight for my life and go through heart surgeries and a coma at this size. And I was able, so that's just crazy. So again, the value of life and the value of just friendship and hope and strength and belief in other people, it means a lot. And E.B. White told a beautiful story about that. So, okay, I'm gonna go now. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys tune in and keep in touch, and I'll have a video up again soon of another book recommendation. Bye.